Okay. It's been a while since I've done one of these tutorials, um, but I've been rewatching all the Star Wars movies, all the old ones, all the new ones, basically like 1 through 6. And watching them, I was really amazed by R2-D2 and just like the sound design that went into really him and C3PO. Well, just everything that went into developing those characters, the people that played inside the suits or whatever, and then with R2-D2, the sound design that went into creating his voice, and how with the synthesizer you were able to convey emotion that this little trash can looking robot thing like was able to portray emotion and stuff. And I thought that was pretty awesome. I couldn't help but wonder what went into the sound design in creating R2-D2's sounds or whatever. So just listening to it and watching the movies, I assumed that it was some sort of sine wave that the pitch was being manipulated and being shifted up and down to create the sound. But from doing a little bit of research online, I found out that it's actually a noise wave rather than a sine wave. And I guess the advantage to doing it on a noise wave versus a sine wave is that you don't get like the initial note sound. Because a noise wave is going to have an actual note, and a sine wave is going to have a note. But basically, it's just a noise wave that's being manipulated by the resonance on a high pass or a low pass filter. You can use either a high pass or a low pass filter on this. It doesn't really matter, but a high pass is a little bit better because if you use a low pass, you'll get some sort of low noise coming through the signal, which isn't really what you want. So basically, I'm in Massive. You can use any synthesizer that has a noise generator or has a filter on it. So that's any synthesizer. And all I'm doing is turning up the noise filter. I got it all the way up. I'm going to run this into filter 1. Run this in serial. Make sure that my filter 1 is all the way up. Mix 1 all the way up. I'm not doing any other processing of this. I'm running it into a limiter just to make sure it doesn't peak out. But yeah, basically all that I'm using on this is just a high pass filter with the resonance all the way up. The most of the noise is going to come from the resonance, so you want that all the way up, and that's basically what's going to give you your sound. So if I just let me turn the monitor over here. Let me turn this up a little bit. And let me turn my envelope all the way up. So I got my envelope all the way up, so where it's just going to give me consistent volume all the way through. It's not going to... So that's the sound you're going to get with it's just a noise filter. That's what the noise filter is going to sound like, but you turn the resonance all the way up, that's going to give you that. And then if you turn around the cutoff, that's going to give you the actual... So from there, I can use a macro control on this to manipulate this with my MIDI keyboard. So I'm going to go into macro 1 here. Let's go to learn. I just did this. Okay. Oh, it's already set up. Okay, cool. So I've got my MIDI keyboard controller here. Try to hold it up. Okay. My cable's not long enough for me to hold it up, but I'm basically just holding down a C note and then turning a knob that I have assigned to the macro control. So, but I need to assign the macro control real quick to the cutoff filter. And I just found that really most of the frequencies you're going to be wanting are going to be in the upper half of the of the cutoff, you're not really going to use anything in the lower half. So I'm going to set the cutoff to where the lowest I can go is about at the halfway point, and the highest I can go is basically all the way up. I think that's going a little bit past all the way up, so yeah, okay. And then from there, it's just like... and it's pretty fun just to kind of mess around with it. So yeah, I mean, that's basically, 80% of the dialogue that R2-D2 has in the movies is, am I still recording? Okay, just making sure I'm still recording. 80% of the dialogue is, this type of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other thing I was messing around with is he kind of has this sound. It's hard to explain. I can explain it as a square wave. It sounds like a square wave, but to anybody that doesn't know what a square wave sounds like, I don't know, kind of like a telephony, kind of like just digital sound. Let me bring it up for you, and then you'll know kind of what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to the LFO tab here and kind of stretch this out a little bit. I'm going to change the curve selection to a square wave and turn the rate up a little bit, and it's going to kind of just produce this kind of sound. Okay, I'm going to turn that up. See, it's like that kind of thing. Yeah, this is like, I don't know how you describe that. It's kind of like a telephone kind of noise or something, but you kind of hear that if you listen to his dialogue. And all that is just a square wave that's, yeah, it's just shooting, it's making the filter go from high to low, just like really fast, instead of a sine wave that's going to make it gradually happen. This is just like boom, 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 just happening really fast. If you slow it down, you can kind of hear what's... and then you kind of... So, yeah. That's pretty much it, the R2-D2 sounds. I was just kind of messing around with this today. I thought I'd make a video about it. I haven't done a Tutorial Tuesday in a while, so it's good to get back on the horse. Hope you thought this was informative and fun. Alright, I'll see y'all next time.